The gift in slowing down. What I wanted to talk about here today in this short video is the gift that slowing down truly is. Now, as you guys will probably know if you've been keeping up with me lately, I have really slowed down the pace of my life lately. I used to be, shall we say, more influenced by the hypnotic trance, the hamster wheel of life, and what you might know about me is that over the last few years, not the last two so much, I finally broke out of things then. The two before that, I really got stuck into this cycle of like, go, do. And the funny thing about it was, I gained so much knowledge. Don't get it wrong. I absolutely gained such a massive breadth of knowledge. But the funny thing was that because I didn't actually stop, I was kind of in this cycle of taking courses. Because I didn't stop that cycle of constantly learning, and I was just acquiring, I never actually stopped to implement. And so the not so hot thing about now is that it is a good thing in the end. It's just funny because now I have this humongous encyclopedia's worth of like information that I've gleaned over the last, say, 4 years. And much of which I hadn't implemented. So now it's like this overwhelming thing that I'm slowly implementing bit by bit, but I have this incredible breadth of knowledge. So thusly, the value, my friends, in slowing down in your life, well, is many fold. And thus why I wanted to make a whole freaking video about it. Ultimately, the value of what I'm saying here, that the gift, that slowing down is indeed a gift, you won't really be able to fully appreciate until or unless you try this for yourself. It's experiential. What that means is simply you have to have the experience for yourself to really understand it fully. Like someone can verbally explain it to you, you won't fully appreciate the depth of the experience without actually having the experience for yourself. So I wanted to transfer this knowledge, or with whatever you can call it, this suggestion of really considering the pace of your life, which if you haven't seen the video on pace of life, see my video again here, there, everywhere, wherever it is, or at the end of the video, as the case may be. I'll put it somewhere. Slowing down allows you to grow in so many ways. It's so valuable. It allows you to say, just as a for example, so you know the kinds of things I'm talking about, because I've slowed down, I've had more time now to play and get more familiar with Harriet. And what does that mean for me in a practical sense? That means that I play better. And also I've developed a deeper connection to my instrument, which is amazing. And I can't really explain again how that works. It's just an incredible thing that happened. As well as when I used to be, I still am, a pretty observant person. For example, what I mean by that is like when I go out for walks, I often notice birds and creatures and things that people don't ordinarily notice out there in the trees or wherever. And you will kind of know this if you followed the channel for any length of time, I think, because I used to post some nature videos because I would always run into something or other. And since I've slowed down, the bonus gift is that I notice even more things than I used to. I want to give this analogy, and it's a little bit strange and extreme, so bear with me. Just understand that it's only for the purposes of illustration of a particular experience and feeling. If you've ever, goodness forbid, if you've ever, experienced a trauma, and most of us have, there's a thing that happens during that traumatic event where time seems to slow down, and people may sound like they're underwater, you know, that kind of like muffled, muted, weird thing. And again, time slows down. It feels like people are moving through molasses, like everything is just, so like time slows down and freezes in a really strange way. Now, the reason I'm referencing that particular type of feeling and experience is that's really the only other time I have felt that or can think to give you a very visceral example that you've probably experienced, sadly, because most human beings have trauma, again, sadly. So I give that example because that experience, so rather than being negative in the case of where it's a traumatic event and time slows down, slowing down intentionally, say with the pace of your life, allows you to A, be more intentional, and thus B, develop just a deeper connection to everything. As well as you begin to notice more about yourself. your relationship and connection to yourself, as well as your relationship and connection and patterns with others. It's a very enlightening thing. Don't be put off by that, though. It's so unbelievably valuable. And frankly, I could probably give you 1,000,001 examples of like valuable experiences that have been had as a result of people slowing down. I mean, honestly, if you want more examples, simply put into YouTube or Google or whatever, Google like slow living. It's a whole style of living people are starting to embrace. It's kind of like, I find a lot of the time it goes hand in hand with people who have embraced a minimalist lifestyle. So perhaps one day I will indeed reach minimalism myself, but that's a topic for another day. So I wanted to invite you guys this morning in my video to really give this a go. You don't have to stick to it if it doesn't feel good. And again, see my video on pace if you want to know more or have some more food for thought about finding your own pace in life. Slowing down, implementing slowing down, shall I say, for whatever amount of time you do it, will benefit you in a plethora of ways, which I would never have enough time to illustrate all of them. You'll have to take my word for it on that one. So I wanted to invite you in this brief video to give slowing down a try. I know that it's really, really easy to fall into the constant hubbub, frankly, of life that is out there and that rhythm that most folks do fall into most of the time. Thankfully, you're here, which means that you're at least partially awake and that you now have the awareness. And if I didn't mention it, I can't honestly remember because I filmed this twice, because the first time I did, this came out entirely too long. So if I didn't mention it, there's just so many benefits to slowing down, and you absolutely deserve to do that and find the pace that's right for you, whatever it is, because no one can tell you what that is for you. You get to. It is a blessing, so many of these things in life. And again, I don't want to make this a tangential video, so I'll leave that for another day. I invite you to slow down. Take intentional time to slow down, because slowing down allows you to do exactly that, to be more intentional. Why does that matter? The more that you are intentional, the more that things actually will happen for you. And it's something I overlooked for the longest time. Not because I didn't know about intentions, I sort of simply didn't understand how to properly utilize intention, I guess you could say. And so if that's you, perhaps, I hope this has helped you to perhaps differently understand intention. And when you sit down and say you make the intention to do, I don't know, whatever it is you want to achieve, you'll find that then taking the steps or simply just aligning with the ways that get you there happens a lot faster. So if this video has been of any help to you, please do share it, as it really helps out a small content creator like me, on the subject of which, please do subscribe if you aren't. Something like 92% of you aren't subscribed, and it's completely free, and it does really, really help out a very small content creator like myself to get the message out there and get it to the people who need to hear these things and get it seen. So please do that if you would. Take a minute to subscribe. Again, as I've mentioned comically, if we don't remind you, people do forget, so do me that kindness. And if you need any support, you can always reach out to me here at this email address, and I would love to hear from you and support you in any way that I can. So stay well, stay healthy, and take care of yourselves. I will see you beautiful cats in the next video. Namaste and much love. Bye. Have to find it for yourself. Not have to, but